Hello and happy autumn. It is officially time for the fall into reading readathon and I'm so excited because it's autumn. It's very sunny outside and very warm, but it is autumn. It is autumn. And I will live my best autumn life with my new pumpkin mug. And I'm loving life. It's great. So today is Monday, the first day of the readathon. I've just got back from my first bit of work today and I started my audiobook for the week on the way there and on the way back, which is Fresh by Margot Wood, which is a sort of contemporary college setting reimagining of Jane Austen's Emma. I've listened to about a chapter and a half, only about sort of 20-30 minutes so far, but really enjoying it. I do always like listening to kind of first person contemporary books as audiobooks. I think they work really well in that format. So yeah, enjoying that. The first book I'm going to be reading is Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez, but I haven't started that one yet. I have a lot to do before then. So plan for the day, once I've had my tea, is I've got a book review to write for a book I finished yesterday, an arc I finished yesterday. I have a video to edit. I need to make this presentable because I'm teaching from home today, working from home, and it's really not. I mean, it's only just as is, and this is me having hidden all the mess. There's just piles of sheet music just like everywhere, and clothes, and and the bins need taking out. It's not great right now. So once I've done those two things, tidy up, get everything how I want it, so that I'm ready to work from home this afternoon. So yeah, that's a quick little update. So I haven't really read much so far. I've listened to an audiobook, but yes, welcome to autumn, welcome to fall into reading, and I hope you are all enjoying the autumnal atmosphere. If you are in the southern hemisphere, I hope you're enjoying spring, and I will catch you up later. Good evening everyone. First of all, apologies if you can hear the people being very rowdy in the street outside my window. So if you hear any weird background noise, that's what that is. I've just got back from my last bit of work for the day. Had choir practice, it was so much fun. We had a really good laugh, it was great. So yeah, so had a good day. I've listened to a lot of Fresh and I am loving it, it's so good. So the main character is called Elliot and she's just gone to college, and her RA, Rose Knightley, because this is based off Emma, so we know what's gonna happen there. And they've got a little bit of a like rivalry, not really rivalry, but you know, frenemies thing going on. So looking forward to that. I think the point that I paused, I think it's just about to get quite a little bit darker. I know that it does deal with some sort of heavier topics, so we shall see where that goes. I also started Perfect on Paper. I only read sort of half of the first chapter. I had about 10 minutes earlier to have a quick read of it, and I'm loving it already. This is great. Two books that have already just like got me straight. They got me hooked. I'm so excited. So yeah, so I've only read the first bit of Perfect on Paper, really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying Fresh. I think it's one of these books where the audiobook adds to the reading experience because it is written in such a chatty way. It's addressed directly to you, the reader. And what I love, I assume they've changed this for the audiobook, is that they've changed reader to listener. So it'll be like, and so dear listener. And I love that. I love that. It's a little bit meta, no fourth wall to speak of. So it works perfectly as an audiobook. So yeah, so this evening, I'm gonna listen to a little bit more of Fresh because I did pause at what was clearly a dramatic moment when I pulled in when I got home. So I'm gonna listen to that while I finish. I didn't do all the tidying I was going to do earlier, so I need to put away all these clothes on the bed. I just showed you such a mess. It's so bad. So I'm gonna listen to that while I finish tidying some things up so that I can actually get into my bed without just dumping stuff. So I'm gonna listen to some more of that, and then I'll probably read some more of Perfect on Paper sort of as I get ready to go to sleep. On an unrelated but exciting autumnal note, so there's some people at choir who have an allotment with an apple tree, and they brought loads of apples to choir to give out. So I had this massive tote bag full of freshly picked cooking apples. There's just loads of them, loads. I've probably got like a dozen in here. It's amazing. And there's more on the way. They're going to bring me more in the week because they couldn't carry them all to choir. It's amazing. So there's going to be crumble in the future. In the near future, there'll be crumble and probably also pie. And I need to think of more things to bake with apples in them. But yeah, so if anyone has any suggestions of things to bake with apples, let me know. So yes, very nice autumnal way of finishing the day. I hope you all had a lovely Monday. It might be Monday, it might not be. And I will speak to you tomorrow. Good morning. It is the morning, not really, it's sort of the afternoon now. It's Tuesday, and today is a very exciting day because today is Bake Off Day. Bake Off is coming back. So exciting. So Bake Off tonight, that's the main event of the day, obviously. Quick reading update. I read quite a lot more of Perfect on Paper this morning. I'm loving it. I got so sort of stuck into the story. And the characters are so great, and I had to say with both Perfect on Paper and with Fresh, in many ways they're quite similar in terms of both being kind of young adult / new adult, contemporary. Like the main characters are only sort of 2 years apart and are dealing with very similar things in life, in many regards, especially in their sort of romantic lives. And reading it as someone in their mid-20s, I just want to be there like, oh children, let me impart some wisdom on you. I just want to sit them both down, Elliot from Fresh and Darcy from Perfect on Paper. I want to sit them both down separately and be like, let's have a chat, let's talk some things through. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. I'm working all afternoon and then of course Bake Off. So hopefully I'll be able to read a little bit more later. I'm hoping to listen to a lot more of Fresh. It's very listenable, if that makes sense. Like you want to just sit for hours. I think I listened to over 3 hours or something yesterday because I just had it on while I was doing bits around the house and stuff. So I'm going to do that again now and listen to a bit more of that, and I will catch you up later. Good morning. It is Wednesday, so it's my day off today. So I thought I'd go for a walk. And I'm going to go on a woodland walk and take you along with me. I can already see lots of autumnal trees with the leaves turning, so very much looking forward to it. And I've remembered to take my hay fever medication, so they won't be making me sneeze. Always a bonus. So yeah, I'm going to sort of take some little clips while I'm wandering around, and I will catch up with you later. Good morning everyone, I hope you're very well. Today is Thursday. It's Thursday. Took me a second. And it's the 23rd. Happy Biovisibility Day! I did a video last week on recommendations for Biovisibility Day. So I'll leave a link for that somewhere around, either on a card or in the description, or both. So yes, happy Biovisibility Day. And in the spirit of the holiday, I finished Perfect on Paper yesterday. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun. It got, like, from the very start, you were just sort of sucked straight in there, which is really great. I did write a review for it, which I'll leave in the description if you want to read through that. It was really great. I really liked the character of Darcy. She was, like, painfully relatable. I was reading it and I just wanted to sit her down and be like, babe, let's talk through these things. Let's just have a chat. You know, you clearly need it. That being said, the reason that she was painfully relatable is that a lot of the things, like the way that she was, reminded me so much of myself at that age and at many ages since then. Of that kind of, I've read a book, so I know how life works kind of attitude. So yeah, really enjoyed that. And I thought the relationship, the friendship dynamic between her and her best friend Brooke was also painfully like, oh hun. It seems like I think it's a very universal thing for Sapphic people, that if you have a friendship between two Sapphic women or Sapphic people who don't identify as women, and when you have that friendship, the line can get very blurred, and sometimes it feels more blurred for one person than the other, as to whether it's purely friendship or there's something else going on. So yeah, that was very like, oh, you'll be okay, you'll get through this, it'll be fine. So yeah, finished that yesterday, really enjoyed it. I'm still listening to Fresh. I haven't listened to very much more of it since I last updated you, but I have listened to a bit. And today I'm going to start A Symmetry of Stars by Alex Myers, which is, for the next prompt, a book featuring a competition. There's also an arc that I have, and it's about, I believe, two gods who are in competition to see whether nature or nurture is the decider. I think something along those lines. There's twins involved. I don't know. I'm going to read it and I'm going to find out and I'll let you know. So yeah, that's what I'm going to start reading later on today after I've done a little bit of work. Going to work this afternoon, so I need to do some things to sort of get ready for that, including piano practice. Need to do some of that today. So yeah, I will keep you updated as to how I get on. I hope you're all having a lovely Thursday, and I'll talk to you later. Hello and happy Friday. It's Friday, it's nearly the weekend, although I work on weekends. But it's nearly the weekend, so luckily I enjoy my job. And a little reading update for you. So I've nearly finished listening to the audiobook of Fresh. I've got about 45 minutes left, so I can probably finish that today. Really enjoying it. It's all happening now that we're getting to the end, which is exciting. And I started reading A Symmetry of Stars last night. Yes, I started it last night, and I read a bit more this morning. So far, I'm unsure on my thoughts. I'm about 20% of the way through, so you know, there's plenty of time for things to happen, but far enough through that I'm sort of starting to get into the rhythm of it and going, oh, that's a bit odd. So we've got these two gods, nature and nurture, and they decide to have a competition to see who is more powerful. Apologies if you can hear the people talking outside on the street. Yeah, so nature and nurture are having a competition, and they both go onto Earth in human form. And so the whole sort of blurb and the whole setup, they kept talking about twins, so I assumed it would be a kind of twins separated at birth situation, but it's not. They've just each got a pair of twins to raise, and I don't really know why. It's very focused on sort of dichotomies and opposites, including gender opposites and things like that, which on one level that is raised and addressed in the book, and it's kind of debunked a bit in the book, but also it just keeps happening. It keeps coming back again that everything is in opposites. There wasn't a huge amount of exposition. It went very like straight into, we're two gods and we're gonna have a competition. I'm better than you. No, I'm better than you. Let's do this thing. Which it kind of, I don't know, but I don't know what the exposition would have been like because there's sort of beingless forms in outside of the universe. Anyway, so I will let you know what my thoughts are as the book goes on. Yeah, there's a lot of potential, but it's whether or not that potential is realised. In other news, by which I mean TV news, I didn't realise that series 3 of Drag Race started yesterday. We have Bake Off and Drag Race and Strictly all in one week. It's too much for me to handle. But I don't have time, I don't think, before I go to work, do I? No, I don't really have time to watch an episode of Drag Race, so I'll watch that later. But yes, gonna go read some more now, I think. Am I? No, I need to do things. But yeah, I will keep you updated and I will talk to you later. Good evening, it is Thursday evening. I've just got back from work, had my tea, and most importantly, I've watched RuPaul's Drag Race. Series 3 queens, I love them already. Favourites so far. I mean, Veronica Green does have a soft spot in my heart, but I don't know if she's up there in the top for season 3. Victoria Scone, love her, amazing. I really liked River Medway too. I'm so glad she was safe. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great series. I'm very excited. Bookish news, which is why you're here, not Drag Race. I finished Fresh today, finished the audiobook, really enjoyed it. I gave it four stars in the end. There were a couple of things that just didn't quite do it for me. It was very meta, which usually worked, but there were a few moments where it was like, and this is going to be a strange thing to talk about because one of the things I didn't like was the use of euphemisms, but I'm going to have to talk about it euphemistically because this is an SFW channel. So basically there were just too many euphemisms and childish euphemisms as well. It didn't feel like it fit with the character. It felt very uncomfortable. The tone of the story just didn't fit with that kind of that kind of childish use of euphemisms. Those are the two things that kind of let it down for me. But apart from that, I really enjoyed it. It was, you could sort of see the inspiration from Emma. I felt very more like but inspired by the spirit of Jane Austen's Emma. So there were lots of like nice little nods to it, nods to Emma. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I read a little bit more of Symmetry of Stars. I'm still not convinced. It just gets weirder. It's weirder every time that I sit down and read some of it. And there's lots of I sort of talked a bit earlier about the kind of how there's lots of like opposites and lots of dichotomies and things in this book. And there's lots of very mixed messages and tones about it, which is strange. You'll have like an insightful comment about gender roles and then it will go back to like, because the main character is a god who's taken a female form, and they'll be like, oh, my dainty feminine hands, but I shall take down the patriarchy with my womanly curves. And you're like, come on, like, it's just not quite, they're so close. It's so close, so close. Nature is male because nature is violent and brutal and is equating, and nurture keeps equating nature to neglect basically, and being like, oh, he's just, not, because they've each got these twins to raise, he's just leaving them and not paying them any attention, and the only time that he just pay them attention is when they came across like a dead animal and he was like, circle of life. And I just, whereas nurture is all womanly and raising children, is something that I'm like, but then they turn around and they're like, these gender roles are terrible. I'm like, let's stop, just I'm not. Because it does keep acknowledging that sort of thing. It keeps acknowledging that sort of double standard within the book, within the book itself. It's a little bit. Is it meta or is it bad writing? The eternal question. So we will see. We will see. We will see. I am going to carry on reading it. I'm keen to see where it goes and what happens. I'm also worried to see where it goes and what happens. So I shall keep you updated. For now, happy Thursday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Good evening, everyone. It is currently Sunday. I did not update you yesterday. As you can hear, I'm not very well. My voice is noped out of the conversation. So we're going to keep this as a brief update. I finished Symmetry of Stars. I did not like it. I think it was my first 1-star rating of the year. I won't talk too much about it here because not much going on. But I did write a review, which I'll leave in the description. Basically, it felt like the author wanted to make a big point, and we just went round and round in circles, and we just never got there. We would swing between gender as a construct that humans have made, but we're all women who are not like other girls. So it's just like, and ended with like an argument about the right way to be not like other girls. I was like, no, I do not have time for this. So 1-star review in the description. I did read all of Carmilla from my sick bed earlier. I'm just feeling sorry for myself. I'm feeling much more myself now, but I just did not feel well yesterday afternoon and this morning. So I read all of Carmilla this morning in one sitting. I really enjoyed it. It was had really like strong, spooky vibes. It was much more atmospheric than I remember it being. And I'm always amazed by how sort of openly lesbian this book is, that it was written in like the 1870s, and they're just like, yeah, just two women in love, kissing, but one of them is a vampire. So yeah, really enjoyed this. Yeah, I might rewatch the web series. It sort of put me in the mood. And a quick little shout out, I had some book posts today for a review copy. So this was gifted to me for free, and this is Winterset Hollow by Jonathan Edward Durham, which I saw some people on Goodreads describe it as like a dark adult Watership Down, which is impressive because Watership Down is already pretty dark and adult. I won't read the blurb because it's a long blurb and I don't have much voice. But I think it's, well, the blurb starts off, everyone has wanted their favourite book to be real, if only for a moment. And a group of friends go to a place where their favourite book is set, and it gets very dark very quick. So yes, I think this would be a good seasonal, autumnal, dark, spooky read. I probably won't be able to get to it till November, but I thought I'd give it a little shout out here. Thank you very much for joining me on this reading vlog. I've had a good week of reading, very mixed bag. Some that I've loved, some that I really haven't. But all in all, a good week of reading. I hope that you, if you participated in the readathon, that you enjoyed it too, or you were just enjoying September and reading some good books. Let me know what your favourite thing to read in autumn is, and I will see you next time. Bye. It's so husky.